Hello, everyone. Today we've got a very special episode because this is the beginning of another new mini series that my best friend Grayson and I are co-hosting together. You're going to be listening to this episode either on Sweet Clarity, which is Grayson's podcast, or Note to Self, which is my podcast. The other will be linked down below if you would like to check that out. But what's upcoming here is a series on various topics that we are bringing forth because we're presently in the launch of the Girls Club. This is an incredible program that we've decided to turn into a membership where we'll be meeting bi-weekly, so twice a month, and teaching, coaching on various subjects that just have to do with being a woman. So that's why it's called the Girls Club. And today, our podcast is going to be on the journey of remembering and forgetting who we are, because this is a natural part of the human experience. And this was actually a part of one of our most recent sessions in the Girls Club. We got a lot of really beautiful feedback about it. So you're about to get a little sneak peek about what to expect. So, Grayson, what does it mean to be remembering and forgetting who we are?
I feel like I have really come to appreciate this journey of remembering and forgetting who I am because I've gone through it so many times. And I really do think it's such a beautiful part of life. It's a necessary part of living, growing, evolving, and becoming. And I really think this idea is so deeply related to what we think of with like the death and rebirth process, or even the dark night of the soul, as some people refer it to, or even like the Saturn return as we come into our 30s and whatnot. All of these experiences speak to the turmoil of letting go of one thing to embrace another. And personally, as somebody with a 1-3 profile in human design, if you guys are kind of into that, and I just bring that up, if you relate to this, but I personally have seen this lesson so many times in my life where I am reinventing myself and I'm always releasing what I'm no longer aligned with. And so when we forget who we are, so to speak, we are, disconnected from our soul, which inherently is our truth. And this is where our dreams live. This is where our vision is. And also when we are disconnected from community, right? Like our friends, our sense of self, our daily practices that reinforce that sense of self. It's necessary as much as it is hard and painful to forget, so to speak. But we only know what living in alignment looks and feels like when we understand what it doesn't look and feel like. Like we know what the light is because we've experienced the dark. But yeah, I know we've shared many moments of forgetting. And I think you, Zoe, are somebody that always helps me remember who I am just by being in your energy, which is another thing. I think it's so important to like surround yourself with people that do that, that serve that purpose for you. So yeah, thank you for always guiding me back to my path, Zoe.
Oh, well, thank you for doing the same for me, Grayson. And so well spoken. Everything that you said was just like, yes, like that's it. And I think it's so important to normalize this, to talk about this subject specifically of like the forgetting and then the remembering and how it's actually such a special and beautiful part of being a human being. Because I know myself, I used to shame myself. I would get angry at myself. I would be frustrated when I found myself in a place of forgetting. And how do I bring myself back to remembering? Like as soon as I've gotten the awareness that I'm there, that I'm feeling lost or I'm, scrambling in some regard. And just like you said, like that the contrast is so important. It's in the contrast that we know more of what we don't want and what we do want. And in the forgetting, there are always so many gems and treasures to be harvested and found in that space. When we come back to a place of remembrance, we're actually so much more integrated in who we are. We're so much stronger. We're so much more resilient. We've got a lot more clarity on whatever was feeling funky up in our vibration. And it's, of course, not always easy to go through these dimensions of letting go. But what I've found on the path is that like for me personally, the forgetting and the remembering, I used to get into places of like forgetting for maybe months at a time. Like I think a big chapter of my life of forgetting was when I was actually in an abusive relationship for over a year. It was like this slow decline, like slow downward spiral into like forgetting who I am, forgetting. And then I was there. And then I started to wake up to it and I realized oh, like I know I have so much light inside of me. I know that this is like not the reality that I like want to be choosing, or like what's kind of like what is going on? How did I wake up here in this reality? And then in exiting that was a beautiful chapter of like coming back to myself in such a powerful way. And since then, the forgetting and the remembering has never lasted months again. With every time that it happens, I find that the gap has shortened to like even present day. I might wake up with a lot of emotions and I might be like navigating something, but there's a higher level of awareness. And that may not even last like a few hours because I know and have the tools on how to like release, bring clarity to, and accelerate myself. And I know I can say the same for you, Grace. And like, I mean, just witnessing our lives and how much they've changed over the past couple of years. Like, there's been so many moments of like, oh, okay, no, bringing myself back. And now I know, like, when we have our conversations, because we be voice noting every day and stuff, it's like we have such a different way of looking at things. It's from that gentle observer perspective of like, this is like where I was, but like, this is what I learned, and I'm reporting this.
What's coming to you right now is that actually this is a powerful reframe of forgetting is actually a growth edge. It's yourself coming to a, higher state of awareness or a higher state of being where things aren't aligned anymore. And that's not always a bad thing. That's actually a really good thing because that says you're growing and you're evolving and you're becoming something bigger and better, right? So I think it is easy to be in those cycles and seasons and however long they may last of that darkness or that forgetting that feels like it might last forever, right? But it's just so necessary to live through. And like what I like to remind myself is the quickest way to get over something is to go through it. And so the sooner you accept that season of forgetting, the sooner you're going to remember. And really, actually, the sooner you're realizing that remembering is the essence of being alive. We were born to remember. It's just part of our soul purpose, right? If you're listening to this conversation right now and things are clicking and you're kind of resonating with this, maybe you are in that season of just not feeling like yourself anymore, really allow this conversation to bring you a sigh of relief because truly it's not all on your shoulders to figure everything out in life and to make it happen all on your own. You're going to remember who you are. Like, set that intention today. It's going to happen in divine timing, right? Like, even if you're in that cocoon is where you're supposed to be, right? It's perfect. Even if you're out there flying for the whole world to see and you're feeling amazing, like that's great too. But like bottom line, don't attach to any one state of being because life is so fluid and ever changing and we're always going to be going in between all of it, right? It's the whole spectrum of experience.
Yes, so beautifully said, Grayson. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed listening to this and just receiving these different bits of knowledge and teachings and understanding and normalizing this for yourself. And that's our biggest aim with the Girls Club, was just to create community, because we know what happens when like-minded individuals come together, and women come together especially, and talk about these things and normalize these things for each other and empower ourselves in this journey. So if these types of conversations, and again in this series that we're going to be delivering over the next couple of weeks, is resonating with you, we'd really love to invite you into the Girls Club. You can either join month by month in our membership and just try it out for a month or two and see how you like it, or you're welcome to join us for the entire year, which is 12 months, and there's a special discount awaiting for you for that. The link for the Girls Club will be down below, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to either of us on Instagram or via email, and we have the Girls Club Instagram, which we'll link down below, so you can get a better feel for our vibe.
Yes. Oh my goodness. We are so excited to get started with you. And yeah, let us know if you have any questions, like Zoe said. And other than that, we'll see you inside.
See you later. Bye.